Hey, happy day 730. Oh, no, my goodness, 744. Got a little wolf with me today. Um, Talking about crying wolf. It's funny, I just told my granddaughter the story of this Aesop fable of crying wolf. Of course, my version of it, which is probably pretty meat-axe, but I did the best I could and remember. This is one of the most famous of Aesop's fables, of course, when people give a false alarm or warn about a peril or a problem or a catastrophe that they know isn't actually going to happen. And they do it for their own reason and to get attention rather than to really prevent or warn people that there's something bad that's coming their way or that could happen or would happen. I think of tattletales in school. They would always, no matter what was going on, somebody in school would tell the teacher if anybody was doing anything they shouldn't do. Why did they do that? Because they wanted to draw attention on themselves. Naysayers, complainers, Debbie Downers, people that always believe the sky is falling and always say the sky is falling and, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Or they get a diagnosis and they're going to die. They've got an ingrown toenail and they need surgery on it and they're going to die because they've got this ingrown toenail. Everybody looks at things differently, but there's the sky is falling, cry wolf, everything is an emergency type people, and then there's people that just go with the flow of things that happen around them. Politicians. A girl reminded me of my video, or a young woman reminded me today on my video when I was doing my Facebook Live about this exact topic, cry wolf, that bosses and managers tend to cry wolf. And then it reminded me of a boss that I had in one of my jobs that would actually keep us up all night to do these what if scenarios. It reminded me of college. It was ridiculous. It wasn't my first job out of college, so I thought it was ridiculous that we had a boss that would actually force us to stay up all night as department heads and stay at work and figure out these, number one, improbable, impossible, and ridiculous scenarios. And it turns out that after we'd done a bunch of these, we found out that it was only because he wanted to go to his boss and make himself look good by having us run through all these exercises of what could possibly happen in that particular business. And it was really ridiculous. But it's an example of somebody using their power to get us to do things that would make them look better, which was real, that they knew would never happen. And that's an example of crying wolves. There's all kinds of examples of crying wolf around us if we look for them. Sometimes in relationships, one or the other person tends to cry wolf, and they do it for attention. When I was married, my ex-husband would call me like 15 times a day, and that was on a quiet day. And I was at work, I was busy, I was doing things, I was running a business, I had kids, I was running them around. But 15 times a day, I used to joke that he had like Walmart or Target or shopping radar, and whenever I was in a store, he called me. Well, it's just because he called me so many times a day, but he'd always say, well, where are you? What you doing? And I'm like, does it matter? I'm at the store, or I'm in a meeting, I gotta go. But he would always call as if he had some urgent question or emergency, but he really didn't. He was just controlling and checking up on me. That's an example of crying wolf, is when you're always checking up on. Micromanaging is an example of warning and over-controlling. Over-controlling behavior is for the person's benefit, not for your benefit, right? It's not for the benefit of the person doing a project or managing something. It's the manager that's over-controlling insecurity that causes them to be over-controlling and micromanage. Helicopter parents, right? Helicopter parents, they're afraid something's going to happen to their kids, and it's their fear that they're trying to manage by being helicopter parents or micromanagers as managers, not the fear of the person that they're interacting with. I mean, the person that's doing the job or the child usually doesn't have the same fears as the parent, right? And so that's why we as parents tend to think we need to overprotect our kids. Have I been guilty of that? Yes, absolutely, positively. Not a helicopter mom. I'm not a helicopter mom, but I have been known to do way too much for my kids and enable them to struggle. And actually, this has been me doing them a disservice, because in some areas, they have struggled longer than if I had gotten the heck out of the way and just let them figure it out themselves. That is a hard thing to confess, right, as a mom. the other thing that this reminds me of, and it's a continually improvement area for me, is to ask for help when it's needed. Number one, I tend to wait till something is an emergency before I ask for help. And so I'm not really crying wolf, but sometimes I'm waiting too long to get the help that I need. And that creates a more dire situation or a bigger emergency or a more sensitive problem or a more urgent problem, not only for myself, but for other people as well, because I tend to wait till way too long to ask for help. So we want to remember that asking for help when you need it, or asking questions to get answers so that you can make better decisions and choices, isn't crying wolf. It's making sure that we're doing the right thing and getting our needs met as we need them, not waiting to the point of, oh my God, here's a little example. I got the flu over Christmas and over New Year's this year. And I didn't go to the doctor and didn't go to the doctor and didn't go to the doctor for a lot of reasons and excuses I can make up. But the fact is, after about 4 days of coughing to the point of almost wetting my pants, I should have gone to the doctor and got it looked at. And by then, at that point, even if I would have gone day 2, I probably could have gotten that Theraflu or whatever they give you that knocks it out of you a lot quicker and faster. But instead, I waited, and instead of being sick and symptomatic for like a week or 5 days, I was out for like nearly a month. And I wasn't out because I never go all the way down and out, but I actually, for the first time since I started doing videos, I missed 2 days. I missed Christmas Day of doing my videos, and all I did was lay on the couch and cough. And one other day, because I went too long, was being stubborn, and didn't go to the frickin' doctor, which is to me, it's just asking for help from an expert, right? Who knows a heck of a lot more than I do about my health. Now, I did actually go to the doctor, and they told me it was a virus and that I didn't have the flu. Well, when everyone else in my family got influenza A, guess what? I was like the second person in the whole chain of it, if I track back. So for sure I did, but the doctor I saw never even tested me because she thought it had been too long. I didn't have a fever. I didn't have a couple of the other symptoms she was looking for. And then right after I went in, all of a sudden the WHO or whoever and everybody was announcing that, yeah, this is the worst year ever for this flu if people have it. And then after me, they just started automatically giving anybody that came in with certain symptoms or not symptoms the Theraflu, and it started to knock out the influenza A. But that's an example of waiting too long to ask for help. Ask for help when you need it, and asking for help isn't crying wolf unless you're just asking for help to get attention and to pass the buck on stuff that really should be your responsibility anyway. So crying wolf, I'm thinking about crying wolf, and I'm laughing because I just told my granddaughter this story like a week ago. I can't even, for some reason I have a block against what was going on that I knew this was the appropriate lesson and story to teach her, which is really powerful, right? Isn't it amazing that there's a story or a fable from ages ago that we all still, or not all of us, but that comes to mind that we tell our kids? I'm sure my mom told me it, and my mom's mom told her, and so on and so on. And these stories and fables and lessons get passed on from generation to generation. Why? Because stories are a really powerful way for us to get a message across, to teach a lesson. And this is just a reminder to me of the power of stories and how long they last, right? So that's my cry wolf story today. Today was day 35 of our fun challenge, and actually it was not super fun. It was about drawing yourself in a monster's mouth, and it got me all to thinking about monsters. And monsters are fun because they're really not real, right? At least in most people's belief system, monsters aren't real. Can evil exist and be monsters? Yes, but are the Loch Ness Monster and things, are they real or not? I'm not going to say. It's up to you to decide for yourself. But the point was, you draw this big monster mouth and then you draw yourself in it. Now, I'm sure a psychologist or a psychiatrist could have a field day with an exercise like that, right? Way more than ink blots by how you draw yourself, where you draw yourself. Do you draw yourself being crunched up and mashed by this monster, or do you draw yourself overcoming and overpowering this monster and escaping its mouth? I would, of course, draw myself busting out of the mouth. I'm not that good a drawer, though. So it ended up taking me down a little bit of a route that wasn't exactly about fun, although it was about fun and breaking through your fears, and that action and moving toward what it is that you're afraid of is the way to actually just blast that out of the water and kill your monster, destroy your monster. So that was our fun day today, and luckily tomorrow will be a little more fun. I peeked ahead, and I think it's a more positive motor spin than monster. But I did really like yesterday's snoring keeps the monsters away. That one did make me laugh, and I thought that one was fun and funny. Lost my train of thought. I'm actually being interviewed on One Funnel Away Stories podcast. I'm pretty excited about that. I got in too late to the first round of interviews for that, but I was invited right away the first round, so that made me kind of excited. I've done the One Funnel Away. I'll have to think about it now. I just found out about it yesterday. I do not, guilty here. If you want to communicate with me, do not send me an email, and maybe not send me a message unless we're already connected and connections or friends on social media, because I will not see it. I do not, given my limited vision, I do not check my other folder unless somehow I'm told that I need to check it or that I need to look for it for something, because all the people that scam me and spam me and offer me stuff, I don't have time for all that. I think I'm up to 20 or 30,000 emails in my inbox again. I'm selling a property, so I've been popping in there when I know I need to from my lawyer to look at to pull up documents and things for my ex-husband and I. But otherwise, I don't check it. I do not check it on a regular basis. Given that it is just for me a personal challenge. Now, a lot of people do, but it's not going to be the way to get a hold of me. So I just found out yesterday that there were some interview times available today, so I signed up and I said, yes, I will do my interview. But to be honest, I don't even remember what I put on my story in my application when we first were asked if we wanted to be on, or if we wanted to take part in this project. But I'm super excited about it. I love Steve Larson. I love Russell Brunson. I haven't been to the last couple of funnel hacking lives because of my vision. That's my excuse for not going. And it's gotten really big. It's gotten 5,000 people, which means more than 5,000 people, because there's 5,000 people in the audience, plus speakers, plus guests, plus VIP stuff, plus all the staff that's helping. So it's just gotten to be a huge event, and I'm teetering on going next year because it's going to be in Nashville again, and I would love to go to Nashville. But again, I need to figure out how to make it work for me, right? We always need to take everything that we experience or are going to experience and figure out how do we make it work for us. Now, I went to the 2018 Funnel Hacking Live, and there were 3,500 people there, and that was big. But my vision was a lot better back then, and I could make it work for me. Now I'm actually to the point where at an event that big, I would need a little bit of help, and I don't want to ask for help for that yet. It's my ego, I know, I admit it, but it would take me figuring some things out, and I haven't made the commitment to figure those things out yet. We pick and choose our battles, right? We pick and choose what we're going to focus our energy and our resources on. And so I've really had FOMO the last couple of years because it was such a fun event, but we'll see. I'm not committing that I'm going to do it one way or the other. I would like to, I would love to figure it out. The energy, I just watched some videos and some things while it was going on, and it triggers that. That's how intense an emotional event it is to attend Funnel Hacking Live. It still triggers all the feelings that I had when I was there. And that is the sign of an absolutely phenomenal event. But I'm super excited about being on the podcast. I'm super excited to be interviewed today by Steven. And like I said, I'm just a little nervous because I don't remember what I put on my interview. Now, I know it was the truth. I know it was honest, but it's been a long time. But I'll think about it before I do it. It's not till later this morning. But I did schedule it for before my granddaughter gets home. So hopefully I won't have 4-year-olds. I'll have puppies and dogs, but I might actually sneak to here and try to figure out how to do Skype on my phone versus my computer, because the camera on my computer is horrible. And I need all the help I can get when it comes to doing interviews and how I look, right? Anyway, that is all I've got today. I am, oh my gosh, right now I'm focusing a lot on challenges, which is kind of timely that my One Funnel Away challenge stories is coming up. I'm focusing a lot on challenges and honing my challenge. I just finished a 5-day how to do challenges challenge and teaching people how to do challenges. And I need to come up with a great name and my own my own name and my own program that follows up on that. I've already got a program in place, but how do I want to spin it for the people that I'm targeting for this particular challenge and offer? I truly believe that doing challenges, and that's why you're seeing so many of them come out, and all these 5-day challenges are the best way to give people a taste of the results that you can help them get if they follow your guidance and your coaching. And it's really interesting. I generally tend to do like 10-minute a day challenges, and this is your assignment. And I'm seeing more and more, and it's because some big name people are doing it. They'll do like an hour a day. You know, the One Funnel Away challenge is like 3 hours a day, and people don't tell you that. They're like, oh, I'll get into this challenge, you can do a piece of cake for 30 days. Now that's a 30-day challenge, and it isn't an hour a day. It's like 3 hours a day to actually pull off that challenge, and it's a big commitment. It's one of the most powerful things that people would ever do, and had it been available, that is how I would have started in my online journey. And I probably still would be talking to you after 744 days, but it would be a totally different conversation. I would have not spun my wheels and done so many of the things that I've done, learned the details and the depth of so many things that I've learned. But all of it, it's all a blessing, right? It's all part of my journey. It's all valuable. It's all things that obviously I needed to learn to become the person that I'm becoming as I move forward in my life and create the things that I want in my life. So I'm excited about that and working on my next challenge. I'm going to do a health challenge, but I'm also going to continue to do my challenge to teach people how to do challenges, because I think that it's such a powerful technique and strategy to bring people into your world. And it doesn't have to be to bring people into your world to sell them a high ticket item. That is like the holy grail, and really the smartest, easiest, fastest way to provide a living for yourself and those you love and care about. But it can just be a 5-day smaller challenge to start bringing people into your world and onto your list, and then selling them the next thing, the next step that they need. I think it's a lot more powerful to bring people in and sell them the next step that they need than to try to sell them some grandiose, huge, year-long program that they're not ready for yet. Now, but I am targeting with this the people that need the year-long program, because I don't want to work with a ton of them. I just want to work with some, and the right number for me and for my team and my group. So that's it. That's all I've got today. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow.